Good morning and welcome to the 2020 Topsail High School graduation ceremony. We ask that you remain at your seats for the duration of the ceremony unless an emergency situation arises. Thank you for your cooperation.
Good morning. I'm Bailey Wells, your senior class vice president. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the performance of our national anthem. Please be seated. Hello and good morning, family, friends, graduates, and guests. I'm pleased to welcome you to Topsail High School's Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. At this time, I would like to recognize our special guests and our administration who are celebrating with us this morning. On stage, we recognize Pender County Board of Education member Brad George. We also welcome Chief Academic Officer Dr. Charles Aiken. I would also like to recognize our administrators, Principal Chris Madden, Assistant Principals Fallon Fuller, Crystal Hall, Jonathan Matthews. And now I'm pleased to introduce our principal, Mr. Chris Madden.
Good morning. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I am humbled and honored to be standing before you as the principal of Topsail High School. I would like to thank all of the parents and family in attendance who have loved, supported, and guided our graduates. There is no doubt the Topsail High School community is strong and invested in a great education for all students. I will be brief in my opening remarks as there are graduates with excellent speeches to follow. But I would be remiss if I did not use this opportunity to address my seniors one last time. We live in a world where a global pandemic has taken the lives of countless people. We live in a world where racism and social injustice is being exposed and is no longer an option to sit on the sidelines in silence. We live in a world that is uncertain. But what I am certain of is that we live in a world where you, the graduates, the relevant generation, is up to the challenge. You all have a head and a heart. Listen to your head and follow your heart. Find what you love to do and be great at it. Follow your passion and put your stamp on the world. I am proud to have served as your principal and am confident in what you all will accomplish moving forward. Today is a beginning for you. Always remember that you may never know how your acts of kindness may impact the lives of others. Mother Teresa said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Love yourself and love others. Congratulations, class of 2020. The top 10% of our graduating class has received gold cords to signify their achievement. Would those students please stand at this time? Senior honor graduates are students that have maintained a 3.6 weighted grade point average. They are identified with a symbol beside their names in the program. At this time, would the senior honor graduates stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the senior class president, Clyde Cohen.
Good morning, everybody. To Mr. Madden, the Pender County School Board, family members, friends, and of course, you, my fellow classmates, it is truly an honor to speak to you today. Thank you. Given the circumstances we've encountered this year, this ceremony seems more special than I think any of us could have ever imagined. I want to extend another special thank you to the task force Pender County formed to make this all possible, to the wonderful staff of Topsail High School for all of the kind endeavors given to us seniors throughout the COVID-19 outbreak, and to every member of the senior class for supporting one another in a time of crisis. And personally, I would like to say it's been an honor being your class president. I also am so grateful for how you have come together and expressed your opinions and ideas on how this ceremony could happen. We spoke up and our voices were heard. What do you know? Looks like we've become adults. As I was writing this, I spent a lot of time trying to fabricate my speech, this speech, like I was trying to form some kind of chemical formula designed to awe and inspire those listening. Spoiler alert, that made it really bad. Like, really bad. I was trying to speak like someone I just was not. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with the incredible English teacher, Miss Stewart, that I was able to understand the most important thing about this speech. To reminisce on the moments we've shared together. And we've shared some great ones, some maybe not so great ones, and some weird ones. But whether they were good, bad, or ugly, they are ours, and they are what led us to today. Now, some of you who have been with Topsail since 6th grade may recall one of our first widespread and tragic memories. The removal of the medieval times field trip. This magical journey we had looked forward to for years was savagely swiped from the curriculum right when it was our turn. It's horribly disappointing, and it feels so good to finally address that moment of misfortune. But now, I see that maybe it was the beginning moment of training us how to be flexible and roll with the circumstances before us. Because, class of 2020, we have been through a lot. We lost Mr. Kip Young to a hard-fought battle with cancer, but he taught us so much before he left us. As he mustered up the energy to come speak to us one final time at our 8th grade moving up ceremony. He showed us what true strength looks like. Many of us have also been greatly affected by the hurricanes that have struck throughout our middle and high school careers. And collectively, we've missed more school than any other graduating class leaving Topsail. Though we may have missed learning in a classroom, especially after Hurricane Florence, we instead learned about the power and importance of community and embracing selflessness. We survived the menacing attack of a faulty water heater. And while we can laugh about that now, that was still a pretty terrifying moment for so many of us and speaks to the modern awareness of school shootings that we as a generation have had to face. This quarantine allowed us to realize we need to appreciate each and every aspect of our day-to-days, from the simple acts of hello and goodbye to all of the things left undone. I think I can speak for all of us in saying that leaving high school on Friday, March 13th, the irony in that, not knowing that was literally the last day of our high school careers has instilled a value that even the smallest pieces of our days should be treasured. But disregarding all of those trials, I personally don't think I would trade this high school experience for the world. Looking back at these 4 years, we've experienced some exceptional things. Our men's lacrosse team made it to the state playoffs. Our cheerleaders killed it at state and nationals on multiple occasions. The swim team won more state medals than ever before. In cross country, tons of records were set. The theater department set new records for the amount of tickets sold. Our band marched in the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're confident that our softball team would have been state champions this year. And to top it off, this year, we witnessed our first football victory against Hoggard in program history. And man, it felt good. All of these, and I know there are more, show the talent and investment we have made in our THS experience. But not only that, I feel like our class began to pave the way for the spirit of the school to be restored. The pirate mob this year was insane with spirit, and I honestly feel like this school year undoubtedly takes the cake for being the most enthusiastic and proud. I know in my 4 years, I haven't felt this huge of a sense of unity until now. But today, as we leave this place that a mere 4 years ago seemed so intimidating, in class of 2020, as this is the last time some of us may ever see our teachers as well as one another again, I want to encourage all of you to savor these memories we've made together and to remember to live your life in heed of growing and learning. That may sound cliche, but bear with me. I don't mean learning just in terms of school and being graded. What I mean is put learning at the forefront of what you face from your experiences and your relationships in order to benefit yourself and those around you as much as possible and discover what's applicable to your ever-evolving life. After all, as the great songwriter Bob Dylan once said, life isn't about finding yourself or finding anything, really. Life is about creating yourself. Class of 2020, let's tell our story and begin the journey of creating our history. Thank you and congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2020, Madeline Gibson.
distinguished guests, parents, faculty, and this year's graduating class, thank you for being here today. I'm honored to be able to speak on this momentous occasion. We have been anticipating this day for 13 years, and now that it is here, we can finally celebrate with joy the new beginning that it represents. First, I'd like to give credit where credit is due. As students, we could not have made it here without the guidance and sacrifices made by those who care about us most. I express immense gratitude towards the people who made our success attainable. The parents who gave up their lives so that we could live ours, always driving from lesson to practice to rehearsal. The teachers who taught us how to be confident in ourselves and seek answers in a world of questioning. The friends who filled days of tension and uncertainty with joy and laughter. We could not be more appreciative. You as well are graduating with us today. Class of 2020, you are a class clothed in resilience. Our lives have been marked by numerous major historical events. We are the first generation born in a post-9/11 world. Children who persevered through the direct effects of a Category 4 hurricane, and now adults graduating during a global pandemic. We have endured adversity and hardship, yet here we are, and we have every reason to celebrate. But I'd like to tell you that, in all of its glory, today is insignificant. This gathering is insignificant. However, what it symbolizes is vital. Commencement most directly means a start or beginning. Nothing is ending today. Yes, we have completed high school, but learning never ceases. Today, we are made a blank slate as we prepare to move into new environments. What matters is what happens when we step off this field, when we step into our future and into our potential. What matters is becoming the individuals that we desire to be. Today is meant to commemorate our successes and accomplishments so that tomorrow we can begin seeking the futures that we dream. We are being catapulted into an expansive world that will provide us with boundless resources as long as we are curious enough to explore them. I hope for every one of you, just as I hope for myself, that you will continue to be fueled by curiosity. I hope you become a glutton for new knowledge, new relationships, and new ways of thinking. Though high school has come to a close, we are never done growing. We have an obligation to ourselves and our society to seek truth and equity. Education is the active pursuit to liberate yourself from ignorance, prejudice, and misconceptions. This pursuit doesn't stop with the acceptance of a diploma. We have the luxury to choose to educate ourselves, so I hope you take advantage of the opportunity to broaden your perspective with every decision you make. Right here, right now, cherish this moment. Regardless of the path you have chosen for the next step of your life, be that college or a career, you deserve to be proud of yourself, of everything you've achieved and everything you've overcome. Be excited, be ecstatic. Carry with you the purpose of today. On that note, I'd simply like to say, congratulations, Topsail High School Class of 2020. Congratulations, Pirates. And now, it is my honor to introduce the Valedictorian of the Class of 2020, Gracie Blackburn.
This is not a traditional graduation speech. After plenty of soul searching, I found that no conventional wisdom would do the class of 2020 justice. Moreover, I would be the last person on earth qualified to deliver such profound insights. I am the awkward kid who uses words like moreover, wears Crocs to school on a regular basis, and manages to break nearly everything I touch. Just as I have come to understand that I am ill-equipped to offer standard graduation advice, I have also realized that our class is anything but ordinary, and we are graduating in a time like no other. Yet, I encourage you not to lose sight of the importance of this milestone in our lives. Our graduation is significant not in spite of everything that's going on, but because of all that we have overcome. I want to take a moment to thank my parents and all of the families and friends who have supported our class throughout our entire school careers. I am also eternally grateful for the teachers and administrators who have encouraged us, challenged us, and inspired us during the past 4 years. I am especially thankful for all of the staff members at Topsail High School and Pender County Schools who have worked so hard to celebrate our achievements in these extraordinary times. I am not going to bombard you with cliches like, the future is bright, because none of us know what the future looks like right now. However, I do know that we are bright. We are enlightened, empowered individuals with the unique capacity to change the world. I am humbled by all the world changers I have met at Topsail. We excel in so many different dimensions of life. We are brilliant mathematicians, hardworking employees, talented musicians, dedicated athletes, compassionate friends, and passionate volunteers. Be proud of all of the wonderful things you have accomplished and keep striving to make your voice heard. I once thought my voice didn't matter on this vast, depersonalized planet, but I have realized that every individual has a role to play in keeping the world spinning. Because we are surrounded by so many talented people, it is easy to feel stifled by a pressure cooker of competition. It is crucial to remember that every graduate is equally valued. Everyone deserves to be celebrated, regardless of who won the most awards or who donned the most regalia, because everyone has an equal opportunity to leave their mark on the world. As we enter adulthood, no one is telling us what our futures have to look like. The fun part is that we get to go out and create them. I can't truthfully say that this has been the happiest 4 years of my life. At times, our high school years have been undeniably hard and confusing. From Hurricane Florence to COVID-19, we have grappled with unfathomable devastation. Many of us know what it feels like to lose our homes, to fear for our safety, and to miss out on long-awaited experiences. Instead of attending senior nights and signing yearbooks, we are stuck wondering if it's a Friday or a Tuesday, and worrying where we will find our next roll of toilet paper. These disappointments have proved more poignant and perhaps even more valuable than the lessons we have learned in the classroom. They have stretched our patience, but they have also cultivated our empathy and resilience. We are more courageous than we have ever been before, and there has never been a class more prepared to take on anything life throws at us. I know everyone wishes we could have spent our last months of high school together, but don't underestimate the power of unity in mind and in spirit. Once we embark on our own adventures, we may never see one another again, but what we have learned and how we have grown during these past 4 years will always stay with us. Wherever we end up, know that we will always be Topsail strong. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to present the Topsail High School class of 2020. They need to come to you so I can see them, because I can't see past here. Ready? Tristan Hunter Allison. Tyler Chase Allison. Aiden Alice Areola. Alicia Marie Artman. Julia Marie Atkinson. Tristan Carter Bagley. Cecilia Evelyn Bailey. Sierra Rose Bailey. Jakin Dylan Bearer. Brooke Jameson Batts. Jace Trenton Bean. Gracie Rose Blackburn. Elsie Paige Blackman. Josie Lynn Boyd. Sadie Rose Boyle. Evander Jamar Carr. Grace Barbara Carroll. Dane Christopher Chapman. Clyde Joseph Cohen. Shane Taylor Collins. Charles Neal Combs. Timothy James Kukulas. Mary Kellen Creech. Caleb Preston Dalton. Ethan Sean Davis. Joshua Alexander Davis. Alexander Caden De Leon. Brock Bernard Dempsey. Jillian Rose Diana. Abigail Leanne Du Bois. Owen Stephen Dyer. Kimberly Yuda Ike. Joshua Daniel Floto. Olivia Gray Flowers. Landon Scott Furr. Nicholas Joseph Gallick. Ashley Marie Garrett. Madison K. Germain. Madeline Rose Gibson. Jacob Fitzgerald Glenn. Elizabeth Ann Golden. Aaliyah Anastasia Goodrich. Landon Seth Gower. Elizabeth Lauren Greco. Nikita Ruthann Griffin. Tara Mae Grobleski. Haley Elise Groves. Braden Lynn Gutch. Anna Lee Hart. Brandon Morgan Hayes. Anderson Stephen Hernandez Zelaya. We're out of order. Hicks. Walter Joseph Hicks. Catherine Jane Hobbs. Joshua Reed Hildebrandt. Melina Joy Hinks. We're back on track. Rachel Lauren Hobson. Brian Thomas Holland. Alexander Stevens Hornthal. Addison Morgan Howard. Cooper James Humphreys. Abigail Elizabeth Hunt. Caleb Patrick Lee Jacobs. Marqual Charlie Jacobs. Gavin Scott Johnson. Alexander Gregory Jones. Christian Wade Jones. Anisha Latay Jordan. Bradley Damon Kimmel. Lindsay Page Knight. Joanne Isabella Kuntz. Lauren Elizabeth Lavelle. Naomi Brianne LaRoe. Jessica Reagan Lee. David Philip Lee. Darby Joe Lisk. Ronan Michael Lodato. Madison Nicole Lofton. Jameson Council Long. Elena Grace Lorenzana. Sean Thomas Lowell. Cora Ann Mabry. Traylyn Magliacco. Megan Noel Marguccio. Richard Clayton Marks. Jackson Harvey Marshburn. Ashley Page Martin. Nicholas Joseph Martinez. Samantha Ann Mazzara. Lennon Marshburn. Dwayne Lamont Xavier McInnes. Haley Elizabeth McIntosh. Logan Prescott Meehan. Kayla Marie Melville. Austin Clay Mead. Allison Marie Miglaris. Emily Rose Miglaris. Gavin Thomas Mintz. Kirsten Delaney Miranda. Samuel Frederick Mowry. Christopher Robert Mervine Marquis. Lucy Isabella Nestor Dowling. Josiah Con Wen. Chloe Liberty Nofke. Eleanor Louise Nordine. Julia Grace Oakley. Wyatt Blake Ocock. Osmond Jose Oriana. Brooklyn Diane Pacheco. Brendan Barry Perella. Colin Keith Peterson. Braden Daniel Farrow. Logan Gabriel Phillips. Taylor Lane Pierce. Saria Marie Pinkston. Alexa Nicole Platzer. Cameron Matthew Poole. Rebecca Grace Powell. Jacob Dylan Prevost. Christopher Purrier. Kaylee Nicole Queen. Chandler James Rector. Holden Tuft Rivenbark. Shyla Deborah Rogers. Bailey Elise Roth. Chelsea Ann Royal. Mary Lou Schmid. Caleb Thomas Scott. Peyton Andrew Sherman. Brianna Cecilia Silva Maldonado. Stephanie Lynn Simmons. Maggie Brooke Smith. Tyler Cole Smith. Travis James Souza. Anthony Sean Spurbeck. Julia Guyleen Staton. Brooke Elizabeth Stenerson. Madison Leonie Stevenson. Clay Alexander Stimson. Sarah Ellie Storms. Hannah Faith Strickland. Lauren Elizabeth Stranad. James Marshall Stewart. Troy Austin Stewart. Marshall John Sugden. Jackson Wells Sullivan. Julia Hope Sullivan. Trenton Patrick Sullivan. Isaac Evan Talbert. Christian Mark Thornlow. Kermit Wayne Trush. Harris Mason Ryan Tribu. Brandon Carl Tuthill. Taylor Lee Jacob Unthank. Fernando Ruben Vasquez Huggins. Maria Elizabeth Vestal. James Edward Visconti. Brianna Elizabeth Rules. Cody Allen Wallace. Alexis Lynn Walsh. Alan Joseph Warren. Carly Diana Wells. You're not highlighted, sorry. Bailey Hope Wells. Shane Alaric Whaley. Aaliyah Jade Whitney. What's your middle name? Lauren Michelle Witten. Shelby Lauren Williams. Samuel Inman Wolf.
Pull the chairs back up, space them out. Graduates, please stand. It gives me great pleasure to present the Topsail High School class of 2020. I certify that the students before you have met the graduation requirements established by the state of North Carolina and the Pender County Schools Board of Education and are therefore eligible to receive their high school diploma. It is my honor and privilege to declare you graduates of Topsail High School. You may now turn your tassels. Congratulations. Family and friends, please stand and remain at your seats until all graduates have recessed. Thank you.